Welcome. I'm Whitney Moon. This is my channel. Take what resonates, see what doesn't. Okay, if it doesn't resonate, do not worry. Always remember, for entertainment purposes only, if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, don't worry. Okay? Actually, I kind of just blocked that out. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Okay. If the shoe fits, wear it. Okay, always, always entertainment purposes only. Okay, these cannot be personal readings because they are general messages. If they appear personal, awesome. If they don't worry. If you want to do a personal reading with me, WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com. Okay? See what Spirit has to say for us today. Aries. Aries came up again. 6th house. Uranus. Why do I want to say that the 6th house is... Oh, good. Okay, Virgo. I thought it was Cancer. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so we didn't get Cancer or Taurus in this reading. Thank goodness. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'm trying to put together Uranus with the 6th house. Uranus would be Aquarius energy. And Aquarius energy is always, it's electric. Okay, it's electric. When there's Aquarius in the room, you'll always know. There's a lot of Aquarian performers out there. Not that there isn't any other sign, but you know what I mean? Aquarius are very like, take over the room. You know, people just are naturally drawn to them. They're usually the loudest in the room. They're usually the most rambunctious. They're usually the most inspirational. They're usually what people that are introverts want to be. Okay, usually introverts always want to be an Aquarius-like energy. You know, they wish they could be out there. They wish they could be center of attention. You know, they wish that they could have that electric energy. Instead, they kind of like hide in their shell, which is Virgo. So this is really weird. It's exactly how I wanted to put it. And then realizing that the introverts would be Virgo. And the more extroverts would be Aquarius, with this Aries in the middle, which would obviously represent an extroverted energy as well, because we're talking about the Emperor here. We're not talking about somebody who sits around on their ass. We're talking about somebody who has things. You know, they've acquired things. They work hard. Okay, give me the 6th house, please. Focus, listening. Listening factor. Ooh, okay, which will be the focus. In reverse. Somebody had a hard time focusing. So they introverted. You know, they couldn't concentrate, they couldn't focus, they couldn't hear what they needed. So they had to go quiet. You know, they had to hermit out. Right? That's what you have to do sometimes when there's just too much going on around you and you're trying to figure out what's going on with you, and all these other people are trying to get you to help them, and everyone's pushing all this energy, and then you got to go, okay, I got to pull out. I got to pull out of everything. I cannot do this. I have to try to figure out myself. You can't all just come to me right now looking for answers. Okay? So you had to listen to yourself and take the focus off of everybody else and put it onto you. There's the vision in reverse as well, because it was something that you couldn't see. You wanted, almost like you wanted to open up your third eye. You wanted to open up what you were hearing, what you were trying to see, but people were blocking you. People really could have been blocking you. Okay, so for this Aries energy, High Priestess of Water in reverse. So then you have to hold back your emotions and get shit done, Emperor style. Okay, I can see the Lovers underneath. There's meditation. What's love got to do with it? There's Tina Turner. You know what I mean? Like emotions. Honestly, this is like being becoming a detective and then going into special crimes unit and watching little girls get raped on camera, right? Like, you, in order to focus on what you have to see, you have to introvert. You have to completely take yourself away from society to do this job. Take emotion out of it. Take, your focus off of, yourself, what's going on, and listen to what you're seeing. Okay? Because the thing is what you're seeing isn't always transcribed in your mind the right way. Okay, so you might see this family lives across the street from you. They look picture perfect. Okay, it looks like they go on vacations all the time. We got selfies going on all the time on, social media. Everything looks perfect. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day, 911's all over the house. There's fucking police there, there's ambulance there, there's fire there, police, everything's blocked off. And their kid just murdered their whole family. But it looked so picture perfect, right? Until somebody, takes the focus on everybody else, goes into themselves, realizes the situation that they're in, and explodes. Okay, so in order to not explode, you have to go, okay, it's almost like somebody had to they almost had to like investigate a crime. They had to investigate themselves. They had to like investigate something. And in order to do it properly, you really have to go like, I cannot feel through this. I have to live through this. Feeling who has nothing to do with this. How I feel about it is not, it doesn't matter, because it's not how I feel about it. It's what's already happened that I now have to witness. Okay. So do you know how a lot of people, they get really emotional on like what you're talking about with your life? Suddenly they can't handle what you're saying about you. And you're like, how narcissistic is that? Like, I'm speaking about myself. I'm in, present tense, speaking about me and my experience, and you're getting uncomfortable with what I'm saying, right? Like, that's almost a narcissistic form of abuse, where no matter what you say, these people will, they'll just do whatever they want with it, right? So you have to go like, okay, I'm going to take emotion out of it, because I keep getting really emotional about this. But when I sit back and I look at it and I really think, I know I've got my back. And if I've got my back and these people don't, then I'm going to have to, introvert and get the fuck away from them all. I'm not saying I'm never going to see them again, but what I'm saying is right now, as I try to figure this out, I can't have them around me. It's almost like you don't want to have that biased opinion. You don't want to see them every day. You don't want to remember they're your mom, or you don't want to remember you worked with them. You want this outside look on it, because that's where you get your true clarity, not from inside the situation that's hurt you, but from outside where your feelings don't matter and you look at what's done. Okay, not very many people can actually do that. Can they step out of a situation to see what's going on? Because that's very like, you would leave your pride in the situation, you would leave your ego in the situation, you would leave your emotion in the situation, but your rational logic mind could look at it and go like, oh man, I watched this one. I was watching this thing on YouTube. Oh my God. And this lady's like on this talk show, and she all of a sudden goes, something happens and she's no longer able to like get the point in the game. And she goes, what? This isn't fair. This person. Wait a second. Calm down. I have to calm down. Why am I freaking out? I'm an adult. I'm going to calm down, right? Because there are things that you could lash out about, freak out about. But then when you logically look at it, you go, man, that really looked like a tactic to get me going. Man, did that ever look and appear like a trigger that now I can control, because I am in control of myself. People who aren't in control of themselves, okay, really don't know how to focus. Their focus seems to be keep pushing it on to everybody else. This is their focus. This is their focus. This is their focus, right? It's never about them. And they cannot stand people that put their inner focus on themselves and take reality out of it, right? They don't know how, most people don't know how to do that. So when they see somebody do it, they go, it's really going to irk them, especially if anybody reacts to it in a positive way, it's going to piss them off even more. Okay, because it's something they don't know how to do. So for the Aquarius energy up in this bitch, what? Did NASA find a hole on Uranus? Here we go. Letting go. This is what I'm talking about. Letting go. Like you had to suddenly let go. Okay? Let go of the reins, let the horse go. Okay? If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, just let it keep running because it doesn't want to be with you. Okay? There's the moon. Just not really knowing what that's going to do. When you release people, okay, you give them the opportunity to come back if they want, and you also give them the opportunity to leave and never come back. Right? Why hold on to people? There's no reason to. If you're holding on to people, I feel like it's by holding on to people, you have no confidence in them coming back. Okay, they like we had a dog and all the dogs would run off, and honestly Marlo, he would bark. He would bark. He wouldn't leave the dog that was running away, but he would always bark, and then we knew where he was. It's because, and then Marlo would always come home. Like we would start calling Marlo. Fucking Marlo was home. Like Marlo would come home. He would be a mile away. He would come home. All the other dogs, call them, never coming back. Right? We knew he was always coming back. Because when you love something, you never trap it. You always let it go. Like my snake, oh my God, this morning he was so cute. He wouldn't stop crawling all over me. And I'm like, oh my God, you have the whole bed. You know, I was like doing this thing where he's crawling all over my head all the time and he's just hanging out around my clip. And what's really funny is I would bring him spiritually to work with me when I would go to work, and he would coil around my clip. And I'd kind of just feel his little spirit with me. And I'd be like, I wonder if he's really up there. And now he's doing that in real life. He's crawling onto my clip, and he's learning how to get himself in there, and then so he can sit and he can hang on. And it's so awesome because he has the whole house. He can go wherever he wants, and he's choosing to always crawl onto me. Why is that? Because I never trap him. If he wants to come out, he gives me the signal, and I let him out. I do not trap him. Okay. And this is why probably this card came out, playful. You have to be very playful with energies. Okay. If you restrict energies, those energies are going to feel like, okay, if I don't get away from this, I'm always going to be restricted by something. Okay. Or even animals don't want to be restricted. Okay. So there's this risk that's been in the making on like, should I not, should I? And the universe is absolutely saying yes, that this cycle has to happen, that you have to release people. Okay. You have to release people and let them figure out what they want to do. Okay. Because it's letting them go and then kind of like fading into the abyss and going like, wow, I've never done this before. I've never said, fuck you too and walked away. I've never done that. And it's exhilarating because I've held on to these people thinking I need them in my life, when if they're not helping me in my life, what's the point of them being there? Right? I'm not saying that people should only be in your life to help you, but if help is what you need, then help is what you should get from the people who say they love you, as opposed to the people who are trapping you. Right? So take what resonates, see what doesn't. Okay, sweet Aries. And yeah, if you want a personal reading, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. Okay, if not, then just enjoy the freeness of the channel. And I hope all is well. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope all is blessed out in the world. And yeah, peace out. Be good.